So Nat's got one, and then Krista. So in that order.
And then who's after Krista?
Yeah, no, Krista. Yeah.
I'm going to give it.
I'm so out of step with that.
They're already on, so they're good to go. I think so.
Yeah, you can do one of ones after. Bridie doesn't have a mic. Do you have a
I
mic?
think Bridie's second, right? So should she have this one? Yeah.
Now, after it's been wiped. I was going to say, and I'm pretty sure that Steve before me, but that's okay. Thank you. Maybe when that goes to Steve, so you should have this one and you pass it to me. Should I pass this to Steve?
Okay. I think we're ready to roll. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, members of the media, for coming down today. My name's Tamara Morris. I think I've met most of you at some stage today or in the last few days. So order of proceedings today will be the people on the stage. So, of course, we've got Nat Cook representing the AOC. We have Bridie Keane, who's representing the Paralympics. We have Ted O'Brien, member for Fairfax and representing the Prime Minister. And then we have the acting Premier, Stephen Miles, and we have the Deputy Mayor, Krista Adams. They will be followed by Minister Hinchliffe and Minister Dick, who will step up on the stage. They will all provide a couple of minutes response to the very exciting announcement this evening, and after that we'll open the floor for questions. If anyone has one-on-ones that they'd like to speak to the various members up here after the presser, please approach their various press secretaries or media advisors, or me. More than happy to help you with that. So that's the order of proceedings. Thanks very much for being down here tonight, and thanks, Nat.
Thanks, Tamara. I feel like there's no words left, actually. I feel like we've been talking about this for a long time. There is nothing better than what we see up on the backdrop, where we officially can say Brisbane 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games host for Queensland. You little beauty! Whether you laugh, cry, joy, it really feels like winning an Olympic gold medal, where there is an emotional cocktail going on, where it's, we think there's a bit of relief, there's excitement, there was nervousness. Ted and I were talking about how we were just even 15 minutes to go, wondering whether there still could be a little bit of doubt, whether it still could go the other way. But I'm so proud of our city, our state, our country, the collaboration of everybody on this stage, and what it means for our Olympic athletes, not only now in Tokyo, but the future generation that was out there tonight, from my daughter who's 5 to the acting Premier's daughter, Bridie, who's 7, who wants to be a gymnast. Bridie, this is for you. Keep daring to dream, keep wanting to be an Olympian, and I look forward to seeing the growth of our athletes as we head towards Brisbane 2032. No more potential, no more maybe. We did it! Woo!
Thanks, Nat. I'm good to start. I'm Bridie Keane, and a lot of you may not know me that well, but I represented Australia at the Paralympic Games in 2008 and 2012 in wheelchair basketball. But that dream started at the Sydney 2000 Paralympic Games, where I met a Paralympian who changed my life forever. And so, in response to this amazing night, what this means for the Paralympic movement is fantastic for high-performance Paralympic sport, which continues to get bigger and stronger every single campaign. But what it means for the Paralympic movement and Brisbane and Queensland and Australia is so much more than high-performance sport. What it means for people with a disability in Brisbane, in Queensland and Australia is that tonight is the night to celebrate a future that's going to be even better because of this Paralympic Games. And because of that, I want to close by reminding everybody that what we are now, and it's going to repeat what Nat said, is the Brisbane 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games host. Losing the words "and Paralympic Games" takes away from where our Paralympic movement has worked so hard to get. I am an extremely proud Paralympian, and in about 3 weeks' time, you will see the world's best sport showcased at the Paralympic Games. So I am absolutely thrilled and honoured to represent Paralympics Australia on the night that we have become the Brisbane 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games host. Thank you.
So I think it's very clear that, unlike Nat and Bridie, I'm not here because I'm an athlete. But what I can say is, on behalf of the Prime Minister, on behalf of the federal government, we could not be prouder of a Team Australia effort that has resulted in the history books being written tonight. Tonight's bid was done COVID style, with Captain ScoMo doing it online, beamed through to Tokyo. And tonight we have won the first page in our next chapter. This is something that we can now focus on. Indeed, the days of hoping are gone that we're going to win this. We have done it, we've got it. Now our challenge is to make the most of it. Now our challenge is not to think just about 2032, but to be thinking about 2050. What sort of state, what sort of country do we want to be? How then can we leverage a 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games to bring that to reality? I think that's our challenge moving forward. A very big congratulations to a very united effort, and delighted to be part of it tonight.
Well, I'm an incredibly proud Queenslander tonight, Brisbane boy, born and bred, and I'm so proud of our city. I knew our Premier would do a wonderful job of showcasing just what we could bring to the Olympic and Paralympic Games, and along with the Lord Mayor and the Prime Minister, I think they did Team Australia very, very proud. I was proud to see it with my little girl Bridie, like many proud parents across the state, and she's now practicing her gymnastics in the hope of being able to be in the 2032 Games. We will look back on this moment when we're watching the opening ceremony and the sports in 2032. We will look back on this moment and remember it as the start of a journey where Queensland began to rise up, where the Sunshine State rose, and where we began to transform our city. So tonight, Queenslanders, celebrate. Tomorrow, we get down to work to deliver the best ever Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2032.
Thank you for being here. It's a very exciting day. This has been a long journey since 2015. The bold vision of former Lord Mayor Graham Quirk and the South East Queensland Council of Mayors that saw an opportunity to host the world's event here in Brisbane. It means that we can deliver infrastructure for South East Queensland and the rest of Queensland that we could only dream about. Team Australia, my colleagues here behind me, working together with a laser focus to make sure that we are not only prepared for the 2032 Olympics, but we are prepared as a growing global city in the 21st century. I think the beauty of tonight is that we're celebrating it here at South Bank, the home of Expo 88, because these Olympics will make the Brisbane of tomorrow even better than what we have seen develop from Expo 88 over the last nearly 40 years. I'm very excited. Go Brisbane 2032.
Today will know that our government will get on. This decision means more jobs, more tourists, more trade and more opportunities for Queensland business. Wherever you go in the world now, they will know of Queensland, and the more they see of our state, the more they will love. So it's a proud day for our state, but now we get on with the job. We get on with the job. Our government talks a lot about delivering on our commitments, and now we get on with the job of delivering this important promise and commitment to the world to deliver the best Olympics and Paralympics the world has seen.
I want to reserve my comments to say thanks to all of the partners that have made this bid, a successful bid, possible. The AOC, Paralympics Australia, the Australian Government, the South East Queensland Council of Mayors alongside, and the Brisbane City Council alongside the Queensland Government. It's been very important that we work together, and we've done that extraordinarily successfully. And I am absolutely committed to seeing that continue going forward as we deliver now on this commitment we've made to the world to deliver a great Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2032. But I also want to say thank you to all of the people who have been not so recognised in making this possible. All of the people across all of those organisations who have done deep and extensive work to get us to the point where tonight's presentation was the final step. There were so many more steps, like so many athletes have to experience ahead of their final triumphs to be able to make that possible. And that's happened over a long period of time and in many entities and organisations. But I also want to thank the people of Queensland. The people of Queensland, people of Brisbane, Queensland and Australia were the X factor in what we delivered in terms of this bid. And it was the thing that the International Olympic Committee recognised. That X factor was represented in a number of ways. It was represented in the way in which our city, our state and our country have responded to the impact of the pandemic. It was demonstrated by the way in which community sport came back here in this state ahead of the way it did in many other parts of the world, because people committed to COVID-safe plans and working. But it reiterated to the IOC how important sport is to our society, to our culture and to our self-identity. And that's a great symbol to those people who were willing tonight to entrust Brisbane, Queensland with the Olympics and Paralympics. And I look forward to the way in which we can continue to serve that trust and deliver on that trust in partnership across those partners, but in partnership with the whole of our community all the way through to 2032, and as we've heard here on a number of occasions, well beyond. Thank you.
All right, if we can ask everyone that was originally on the stage to be on the stage, and our other two speakers maybe in the front there. And do we have questions from the media? So spot on, no questions over here.
Unless they know who the five are. To Stephen Miles, if that's all right. Stephen, obviously, congratulations. This is a huge occasion. We've all talked about you'll get to work tomorrow. What will you do tomorrow? What starts tomorrow?
First thing, we'll hear from the Premier and hear just exactly what happened there in Tokyo throughout the day. And then we can stop saying maybe, possibly, probably. We can know that we are the hosts of the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games, and we can plan on that basis. And what I've been saying is the great power of this is that for the next 10 or 11 years, we know that our three levels of government are absolutely aligned. We're working to the same goal, to the same event, and that gives business incredible certainty. It gives our economy incredible certainty. And so that plan, will keep coming together over time, but it's going to be incredible for our city.
I have one perhaps for Nat, because you might give the most colourful answer. The numbers are in from the vote. There were 80 voting cards distributed, 3 abstentions, so 77 valid votes, 72 yes, and 5 no. So I'm keen to know what you would say to those 5 OOC members that voted no.
Yeah, well, if I knew who they were, maybe by 11 years' time we would invite them. We'd be over that. But I probably would imagine they would be the countries or the members that still wanted to host 2032. So we know there were approximately 4 or 5 that still had their heart set on 2032. And with the new norms now, with the IOC, they get to go back and start on 2036, probably tomorrow. So we know here, everybody knows, as the Minister Hinchliffe, the Minister, there's so many ministers, Minister Hinchliffe said so well, there are so many people that have worked on this process. As an athlete of 5 Olympics, all I knew about was my coach and my strength trainer and the Queensland Academy of Sport and the AIS. I didn't really understand the depths and the level of administration work and lobbying and bidding that goes into this. So from John Coates to the Lord Mayor to the Premier to the Prime Minister, that consistently, and to Lynn Anderson, Jock Callaghan. Callaghan? These names are awesome. Jock O'Callaghan, always lobbying, always front of mind. It is something that we should be very, very thankful for, and the hours that go on behind the scenes. So to those 5 countries, I'm sorry that you voted no. Clearly you had your reason, but we will welcome you back. It'll just take 11 years to get over it. We'll see you in 2032.
All right, I think given that everybody doesn't have the lapel mics, it might be easier to actually do one-on-ones from now on. So thanks everybody for coming along tonight, and yeah, go Brisbane.
Go Brisbane, go Queensland.